Okay, happy Friday. We're going to do 2 required activities, that quiz practice and an end of the week reflection. And hopefully you've already taken care of your dream box requirement. If not, get your 3 lessons completed. Okay, so here's the specific page for Friday. There's a little video from Miss Hartman right here if you want to watch. And she did some practice examples here. We're going to launch this link for thatquiz.org. When you launch that link, you're going to get a page like this. First and foremost, turn your feedback on so that you know if you're getting them right or wrong as you go. Okay, so after your feedback is on, go ahead and look at your practice examples. Here's one where we have 2 angles side by side and they make a straight line. So we would call these adjacent and supplementary. So we have x and 150. Remember, a straight line equals 180 degrees. So you have to think what plus 150 is 180, or you could use inverse operations and you would get 130. And then hit OK and you'll get a check mark. Okay, so here's our set of parallel lines, and it looks like these are sharing the same position. They're both acute angles, so these would be congruent. So we would say 50 if they're sharing the same position. They're called corresponding. So here, this is similar to the last one. Here's our parallel lines. And they're outside the parallel lines, but on the same side. So they're not congruent. This one is 70. This one here is 70. So this one would be an obtuse angle. It would be bigger than 70. So we would have 70 plus something would add up to 180. So I'd use my inverse operations there, subtract 70 from both sides, and that would be 110 for this one. So you have to really eye up what position they're in. They're either going to be congruent or you're going to subtract from 180. Okay, here's another example where this is an obtuse angle. That's 120 degrees, but it's not congruent to this one. That's an acute angle. So together, these would add up to 180 degrees. So we would say x plus 120 equals 180. So I would use my inverse operations again. And if I do 180 minus 120, we get 60 for this one. If you come across a picture like this, where they're right across from each other, these are called vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. So that one's 50. So this is unlimited practice, right and wrong. It's just a completion grade. So it's for you to practice. You can reset. You can keep practicing. If you're doing really well, you could level up if you wanted. So just use it for practice and experience. So after we do that practice, there's an end of the week reflection and a reminder to do your dream box or where to get extra help. When you open your reflection, just complete it. Open it honestly. Put your first and last name. And then we just want to see kind of where would you rate yourself with your level of understanding the concept of angles. And you choose a level there. Just curious, how long are you spending on math assignments? Is it taking you too long, too short? Like, what's the pace like for you? Did you get to all the activities this week? Yes or no? Did you reach out for any help if you needed it? Just kind of surveying where you're at right now. Okay, so that's it for Friday. Another week in the books here. Again, here's extra help, and just double check that everything is done. And then submit the slides so we can see which activities you got to. You should have your notes, a picture of your notes on there from earlier in the week and whatnot. So please make sure you submit